Welcome back to Carly's Creations, and Happy New Year. It is January 2nd and we are kicking off 2020 with a new tutorial. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to show you guys today is doing a dirty pour geo tumbler. So I did skip ahead just a little bit only because you've seen me do it a million times. I did already glitter this cup, so same thing as I normally do, prep the cup. I did spray it a white base, and then it just has just white glitter on it. Nothing fancy right now. And then one layer of epoxy. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at right now. If you're not sure how to do this, hop on back to my channel. You can scroll through some of my other videos where you can see the process that I do this. So we're going to set that aside. We don't need that right now. We're going to need 3 cups for our paints. You're going to need some water. You're going to need popsicle sticks or something to stir your paint with. Gloves are optional. I do it so I don't have paint everywhere all over my hands. For the most part, I usually don't mind paint on my hands, but if I can avoid it, I usually do. So gloves are optional. I'm going to use gloves. We're going to get a bigger cup. This is going to be used to put all of the paint in once it's mixed in our cups here. And then acrylic paint. So what we're going to use now is a silver metallic. Oops, there we go. I got these 2 at Joanns, and then this one is like a teal color. It's called turquoise, haha, of course. And then a white. Okay. So you're gonna want to use a little bit more paint. You're gonna want to use more paint than less paint, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna shake up the paint, make sure it's all stirred up really well. And we're going to add each color separately into a cup. So I'm going to do probably about a half a cup each in the colors. Alright, so we got our white. We're going to do the silver, and I'm trying to keep the overall look to this cup pretty light. Okay, a little bit more stuck. All right, there we go. I love how the paint gets stuck inside. All right. So much for not paint on my hands, huh? Okay, and then we're going to pull in a little bit of color with the teal. Okay. Now, what we're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a little bit of water to each cup. And what that's going to do is going to allow the paint to thin out just a little bit so it can flow over the cup. Just a little bit. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. Just make sure that's mixed up really well. If you think it's still a little bit too thick, you can add just a little bit more. Little tiny bits. You don't want it too thin. And do the same thing to each color. A little bit of water. Okay. And a little bit to the turquoise. Add just a little bit more because it's still kind of thick. Okay. So even adding that much, it's still a little on the thicker side. So I'm going to thin that out just a little bit more. Like I said, little tiny bits at a time. If you add too much, you can't take it out, and then you got to start over. And well, that's just a waste of paint, so we don't want to do that. Okay. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. So now we're going to layer the paint into the bigger cup. All right. Oops. Okay, so we're gonna get our bigger cup. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with some white, and we're just gonna layer the different colors. Make sure you do not stir this. If you stir it, then you're just gonna create one big color, and it will defeat the purpose of this look. So, no stirring on this part. You're just going to keep on layering until these cups are empty. And then let's see. Yep. And so I'm going to get the rest of my white. I'm going to get that in there. And the rest of the teal, and I'm just dropping it right in the center. I'm not swirling it around or doing anything fancy. I'm just dropping it right in the center of each color. All right, and we're going to finish off with the silver. There we go. All right, so we're going to set those aside. So now we just have, it comes up to about here, so it's just about halfway full with the paint. All right. So now I use a tin, and this is going to catch all of my paint. I feel like it's just easier cleanup wise and things like that. So, all right, so now what we're going to do, this is the tricky part. So we're going to grab the cup, and I do have my tumbler on a solo cup so it can hang. That way, you know, you can kind of clean up the drip marks along the bottom, things like that. All right, so I'm going to place the cup on the bottom of the tumbler, and I'm going to flip it upside down really quick. Okay. We're going to let that cup sit for just a few seconds, and I'm just kind of letting all of that paint drip down to the bottom. Make sure it's out of the bottom, that base of the green cup there. All right, so now what we're going to do next is we're going to pull this green cup up, and then our paint's just going to pour down. And hopefully we have enough paint. So cool. Once you start getting the hang of these, I'm telling you, these dirty pours are addicting. All right, and then you want to just kind of look around. I'm going to get one of my popsicle sticks. You're going to want to look around your cup and make sure that your entire tumbler is covered in paint. Okay. I'm going to let that drip for a second. And then what we're going to do, because you had the cup, excuse me, at the very top, you're going to have a lot of paint up here. And so I'm going to get my popsicle stick. Sorry, brain fart there. And I'm just gonna gently push some of that off to the side. I don't want to have like an inch of paint at the top, at the bottom of my tumbler here. If for some reason you didn't get enough paint, brushing this off will actually add some more paint down to the bottom there. So you could either brush it down to the sides, you can put it back in your cup. You can use whatever leftover paint you have in here. You make a keychain to match. Mix it with some epoxy if you have some available. All right. So now we're just gonna let this drip for a while. And it's gonna kind of do its own thing and has a mind of its own. The silver metallic is really pretty coming through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my popsicle stick and just kind of come around the very top rim of the tumbler. And I'm going to get my drip marks. And just kind of clean it up as best as you can. I'm going to let this sit completely untouched for the next few hours. I want this paint to fully dry before we start doing our geo style here. And if you have any bubbles in the paint, I just grab my popsicle stick and I kind of just pop them a little bit at a time. So, all right, so that's it. So I'm kind of just going to babysit this for a little while. And like I said, I'm just going to kind of keep going around the rim, cleaning up that rim a little bit. Kind of turn it so you can kind of see all around the cup. This is also a good way to do a wood grain cup. All right. This part actually came out pretty cool the way it's swirling. Don't mind my kids in the background. They think they're getting away with something. Okay. All right. So we will come back once this is dry. All right, we are back and it is the next morning. I did let this dry overnight just because it is not warm at all where I am right now. So because of the colder weather, it did take a little bit longer for the paint to dry. But I love the way that it came out and I love the little bit of metallic in there. Really pretty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to rub off some of that to create our geo look. So I'm going to get a paper towel, any clean cloth that you have, and then I use acetone, which you can find anywhere. Paint stores. I got this one at Walmart, Amazon, all kinds of places. So I'm going to put some on my paper towel. And then you're just going to pick a spot. And you're going to gently start to rub off that paint. A little bit more. And then you're going to be able to see your glitter through it. It's so pretty. You can do as much or as little as this as you want. It just depends on the look of the cup that you're going for. And you're going to keep doing that all around your cup. I want to make this one just a little bit bigger. We'll come right here. I've seen some people use cotton balls. You can use all kinds of stuff. Any clean cloth that you have. The more lint-free, the better, so you don't get lint in your cup. For some reason, it's not retaining a lot of the acetone. There we go. I'm just going to keep rubbing off, and you're going to get little peaks of that glitter through. You can do big ones, you can do a bunch of little ones, whatever you want. If you do multicolored glitter under here, then you're going to get lots of different colors popping out. So many possibilities. And that's it. So I'm just going to keep doing this all around my cup until I get the look that I want. And this cup isn't for anybody, I just wanted to make it to do a video on it. I may even keep it myself because I still don't have a coffee cup my size. I have my big one, but I don't have one for coffee, and I like a little bit smaller for coffee, so we'll see. Maybe it'll end up on the website, maybe I'll keep it, who knows. But I'm really liking the way it comes out, so I might just keep it. So that's it. So we're going to keep doing that all around the cup, and then you're just going to epoxy like normal, and you'll be done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I know it was a little bit shorter. I cut out some of the steps that you usually see me do, but I do a lot of those steps in my other videos. So if you have any questions, let me know below. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos. And definitely make sure to join my group if you are on Facebook. It's Carly's Creations, Tumblers, and More. We do lots of giveaways. I just did a big giveaway for the 200 member mark, and it's just a fun group. So I hope you can join me, and I will show you the video, or pictures, excuse me, of the final product. So see you next time.